I'm Ragan Corliss. Thanks for watching Treehouse Travails, Travels, and... In this vlog, I will share my journey in designing and building a treehouse in the forest at the base of Mount Hood in the state of Oregon. Join me in the many adventures, challenges, and camaraderie of building a treehouse, plus taking breaks for travel, cooking in the Keto lifestyle, and living a very active and sociable life in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for updates. So I am driving to the property today and meeting the septic installer there, as well as our contractor, and we're going to discuss where the septic tank is going to go. It's definitely a consideration because there will be a little bit of a lump coming out of the ground. Also, depending on where we put it, we're going to have to cut down some of the trees. So the mountain view is coming up. I'm going to switch to that. Oh, there it is. The mountain, the beautiful mountain, and still there's quite a bit of snow. It is June 24th today, and it's pretty majestic and gorgeous. And there it is. Ta-da! So I am just driving down the road on the way to the property, and it's a beautiful June day. We have this gate here, so I need to enter in a code in order to access it, and here we go. It's very wooded. The cabin is going to be on a piece of property that's almost a full acre. And just look at these lupines here. Talk about gorgeous. And that's the pump house. As you can see, it's very wooded. And the first time that we saw this property and we got out of the car, it was in the spring, and took a look at it. For both of us, our breath was just taken away. That's the neighbor. And then this is the driveway that we're about to expand, because this is the neighbor's driveway. And so we're going to widen it for our driveway. So this is what the driveway currently looks like. And it's about to be graded and have some gravel added to it. And just look at these ferns. They are gigantic. I'm in love with them. And then these are the... These are the 3 trees that are probably going to have to come down in order to put the septic tank in. Hello! Hello!
After you say hi, you'll be fine.
Hi. Yeah, they usually just need to sniff.
This is Isla.
Hi. Hi, Isla. Oh, that's it. She's like, oh, that's it. That's boring. That's all I needed.
So we were figuring out
Hi.
the placement of the septic tank with Ed. This is Ed, Ragan, the owner.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Pleasure.
I'm putting everything on video.
Quiet, Isla, quiet. We
It's
saw
okay.
2 deer when we first got out here today.
Oh, nice.
Right up to him. He's just standing there looking at me.
Oh, cool. Wow.
So it looks like we might have to fall a couple more trees.
Ooh.
That
Which?
are in
be
where
over
the septic tank is going to be over here.
Okay.
You'll have your sand filter area, which was approved, so we talked about initially, but didn't know where it fell just because overgrowth and stuff. So now that we have the surveyor stakes, we're 80 feet in for where the test pit that was approved, 80 feet in off that property line, and 25 feet in puts that 4-inch stake in the center of the sand filter area, the approval.
You want to come look, Ragan?
And that also is going to be an 18 by 20 sandbox, if you would, a sand filter. That's where all the treatment happens.
Okay.
So from the septic tank goes to a dosing tank, and then it pumps over to the sand filter, which will be in that area vicinity of that orange flag down there.
Yeah, so he marked that's like the center, right, Ed, right there?
Yeah, so that's where that marking is. So we'll probably be a couple feet this way just to stay away from the roots of the other. What is that, a cedar back there?
Yeah, that one.
Some of the roots on that. We just don't want to get, you know, too close underneath the canopy.
So we just
drip
marked out.
So it's sound.
Ugh.
We marked out this one, Ragan, that one.
And all these, most all of them that are marked are all leaning, which you don't want on your house or anybody else's house.
We just added pretty much 4 more trees to what the arborist he hasn't seen the trees we just marked right now. So
Okay.
Ed said he might know someone that's actually local too that might be able to cut trees up here.
Oh, that would be good.
So I gotta check
'Cause
on
we're
that, and if I can get a number, I'll send it to you.
I made several calls, and
Is everyone really busy? Or
yeah,
what?
everyone's like really backed up because of the storm and all the
Okay.
trees that went down.
They're still catching up. It's a good year to be an arborist.
So is there going to be a video doc of the whole thing from
No,
start to finish?
well, that's ideally what I'd like to do. We'll see if I have time.
Yeah.
It takes a while to
I
edit.
took photos.
Hello.
I'm going
Hi,
to take a lot
Davey.
of photos
We
doing
saw
it.
2 deer.
That's
Oh, I took a
awesome.
picture. Check it out.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big deer. It wasn't even running away either. It was just standing there looking at us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet people feed them around here. That's why they're so tame.
Yeah, could be. We have a few around our house, too.
You're gonna have a lawn down here. It's all just gonna be natural.
It's going to be natural.
Okay.
And
so you'll be up off the ground. So
yeah.
for everything else.
yeah. Same with under the house because it'll be on pillars.
Dirt bike track around it. No.
Yeah, that's an idea.
A couple jumps.
Yeah.
A couple mini bikes.
Yeah, I like that idea. What I've been looking into is seeing if we could get a portable miller to come out here, and but I almost like the.
Sorry, what are you trying to achieve out of it? I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah. You know, you couldn't use it for like any
mantles and stuff like that kind of deal.
construction
Probably like
stuff,
shelving
you know,
or
because you have to get it.
something,
Yeah, I'm thinking of decorative
yeah.
accents.
Structural, you can't use it
Like
for structural.
like beams, but aren't
yeah.
supportive beams. Like I'd love to put one in the kitchen. I have a
My
picture of
cousin
it.
down in Northern California, his
Uh-huh.
house burned down, and he's got like 50
So you get that,
acres, and his
kick
neighbors,
off.
they have a lot of trees, and they were gonna, harvest their own lumber. You have to have a federal agent come out and stamp it, and charge you $7.50 a day.
Oh wow.
So they're thinking they're going to get a bunch of wood together, all of them, just have them one day come out and approve it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Yeah.
Wow.
I don't really either. I know those are cedars.
Yeah,
the big
Suki
ones are
has a thing
cedars.
for his chainsaw that he does slab.
Oh really?
Yeah,
What?
You've done a couple slabbing with your chainsaw.
Yeah, I've done a couple, but it's not like a thing I do
Chainsaw
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a chainsaw jig, and it's like that.
Well, I'm thinking of even taking the log and cutting it in half,
Yeah.
and then like for example, we could have 2 pillars on the side of the fireplace.
Oh yeah.
For the mantle surround.
The light
And then
edge.
maybe like in between the bunk beds, there could be half of a tree there.
Oh, we make it look really cool.
Yeah.
Suki, you're hired.
Yeah.
You better sharpen that blade, bro.
No, I
You
can't
better
do
get a
that.
bigger chainsaw.
We could
I need
rent.
a bigger chainsaw, and I just
But the thing is how to
don't
pick
really
up.
want to do it. Right?
I mean, it would be nice to have a section. I guess it wouldn't have to be 8 feet. The ceiling's going to be 8 feet in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of having one on the counter that would go up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So that would be a bit less than 8 feet. So maybe that would be movable by 2 men without having a logging truck.
Depending on how big it is.
Well, it depends on how
how
they're going
diameter.
to strap it and set it. You know, it depends because you're going to be part of framing the floor
Yeah.
finish while you set it through a couple inches longer for ceiling height, so you can hide it, so you're not.
Yeah, so
coming up
maybe
short
10
or-
feet.
So you wanted
So
like
we have plenty.
on your
Oh,
kitchen.
10 feet would be
going through the
hard to
kitchen?
lift, I think.
Probably corner.
Yeah, I'll have to show you a picture
Yeah.
of what I'm thinking. And it would just be for looks, not for support.
Great Wolf
Yeah.
Lodge? Okay, you need to go up there.
To where?
Isn't it a
Great Wolf
casino,
Lodge.
right?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's a swimming place.
Swimming.
So
Oh,
it's
it's
an
a-
aquatic place
Is that
indoors.
a,
There's a way
is it a
to-
casino there
Okay,
too?
so I got this one
Yeah.
for you. Before I see you next time, please go up
I've
there
driven past
and
it.
just go on the tornado ride. It'll just take you up.
Ooh,
and
it sounds
just
like
drop you at the
fun.
kids.
I would do
Jump in
that.
rivers and go
On a tube.
floating down rivers.
Oh,
and
really?
Oh, on a
going down
tube?
water parks. We have so many nice rivers. It's like, why go to an indoor
Okay,
water
the only
park when you
the
got
only
beautiful
downside of the
rivers?
water park is the chlorine. You get in there, you're just like, oh
Yeah.
my word, it
It'll
killed my
mess
life.
up
Yeah.
my skin too.
Other than
the
that,
chlorine.
no. But if you wanted to get some wood ideas, sorry, that whole
Oh,
place
good
has
to
made it
know.
A bunch of timbers
Like
all over
literally
the place.
every. We
Might be
never
worth
rented the
checking
cave
out.
for the.
Yeah, especially during the heat wave.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming.
It's
It'll be cooler in there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get up to like 108, I guess.
Or 111 even on
I
Sunday.
heard, 111 down in town there. Yeah, so it's.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
I had a customer tell me up here in Welch's. He's like, "Yeah, well, it'll be 103 up here. I'm staying up here." I said, "Only 103."
Yeah, only?
A little more humid up here.
Unbelievable.
Get hot.
on the river. Timberline Lodge, Dragon. Check out Timberline Lodge. There's-
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I've spent quite a bit of time
That
there.
place is awesome.
Oh, yeah, so inspirational, all that handwork.
We have a friend that has some artwork hanging up there.
Oh, really?
Michael Russo.
Oh.
That's actually who my wife's named after.
Oh, wow. Are you sure we have to take out all those trees, though?
Well, that's where your tank's going to go.
Going.
That's where it has to go.
Okay.
Your tanks are going to go here, but your sand filter, which is 360 square feet, 18 by 20, and then future replacement area next to it. But yeah, I mean, we want to make sure we don't come up right on the edge of the tree and all of a sudden next windstorm. I mean, even this big one, as straight as it is, it's leaning left.
Yeah.
It's leaning towards your new house.
The arborist was saying, the one that came out here was saying, if it's part of their growth pattern, probably
They're
like
fine.
that one right there.
But
yeah.
then again, the opposite is the ground gets too soft and you get a windstorm.
Oh, yeah.
I had one in 2008 where it was over 3.5 feet round and Corbett, 80-mile-an-hour winds, 2008.
Yeah.
And 2 trees came across the driveway. We couldn't get in the next day for the inspection.
Did you see the ones that
They're
fell
just
over
the driveway's like, he's like, yeah, don't come up here, you can't get in. I was like, what do you mean?
There's some 2 big ones that
gotta
fell on
get
the
in.
other parcel over here that the roots weren't even that big on there.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's one thing when they have their natural habitat now, but then we start digging and you start disturbing soils. And that's why, you know, have the arborist check it, because even on these stakes, we are actually within the trip line. So I'm not an arborist. I tear things up. Other people fix them. That's why there's landscapers and stuff.
That tree.
No,
needs
that's
to
the
be-
reality. I like
Yeah.
to be bluntly honest, so everybody's educated.
Yeah.
That tree needs to be trimmed up quite a bit right there, because that's all in the building.
Trimmed up for the building, but
Yeah.
then again, we are actually inside that drip line. So is it gonna hurt that we're halfway in the branch and we're gonna dig down for that pillar? That's the center of pillar.
For that column right there.
And that, I'd have to look at the plan how wide that thing is.
Yeah.
You know, are they 4 to 6 feet wide? Well, I'm gonna be a couple more feet. I just kill that root.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to get too close. He
Then
said,
again, how far do you want to go before you get too close to that tree?
yeah. He said what we should do is put a fence up around the tree to keep because the construction, when they go to put in the foundation, you know, it's easy for them to go over, you know, to forget about the.
temporary fence around it so we don't mess it up.
But
Yeah.
like I said, that temporary fence will help us if we get that center of hole, and I got to make a 6 by 6 foot hole
That's
for
probably
that.
the edge of that'd be the edge of one of the columns, right?
Well, no, but that's the edge. That's your column, your post.
Yeah, so the
But your footing underneath the ground is going to be wider.
Be big.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
bigger.
It's going to be bigger. I mean, I'd have to look at the spec which column it is. But you know, they could be 3 by 3s. They could be 6 by 6s because you're weight loading
We
on
need to get
pillars.
Aaron out here. We need to get our foundation guy out here to start figuring that out too.
Yeah, because the next question is one thing when you do if you do the foundation, it'd be a 2-foot trench. That'd be 2 feet over, and I'd be done.
Yeah.
But because we are not bearing on a full foundation, we're bearing on pillars.
Yeah.
That's a beefed up pillar.
That's going to be
That's gonna
bulky
be
and a
big.
lot of rebar.
So
yeah.
if that's post, let's just say that's house measured.
Yeah.
My excavation is going to be another 4 feet over. I'm in that root structure. Is
Ooh,
that
that's-
okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not an arborist.
I wonder if we could fudge, like, see, there's the
Go
other
that way a
corner,
little bit.
Go this way, and that
Go
way.
that way and over because we have pillars.
Yeah, and then come out further this
The
way.
footings are going to be real big. I think they're like.
What we'd like to do is not set a footing right next to a tree.
Yeah,
You're saying if you can go forward 5 feet,
yeah.
probably wouldn't hurt, but then are you okay with having the front of the house? You have to trim that tree up, you know, 2-3 feet away from, you know, top of roof 2-3 feet away from
Yeah.
that existing tree.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
going to be
the
meticulous.
branches can be trimmed
Correct.
quite a ways up.
You really want to be snuggled right into the trees, which is cool. It'll be cool all snuggled
Once
into
you're
the
up
trees.
there,
Yeah.
they'll be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It'll
it.
very
very
be
cool.
tight when it's up
If
there.
we
Yeah.
move
It's
that
just like I said,
corner
but
just
this
maybe
right now,
4 feet this
We
way.
got to figure out what that
Uh-huh.
pillar
Move
is
that
at,
way.
and then
You
how
could
wide
bring
are
that
we?
one
Because
out
if we
over
are,
here, so we're away from that.
Yeah.
corner.
And maybe angle it more this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Buddy Aaron, good friend.
What do you think, Isla?
And the framing. We can talk to Aaron. Bird up on this one too. Okay. I'll mark my pot.
Watch the fur.
Watch the ferns. And the guy was the neighbor was very positive. He's like, "Oh, it's very wet over there. Good luck."
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, we got the plans right here, man. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you quite a lot."
Yeah.
Sour grapes.
Yeah.
His dogs are nice too,
Oh,
by
yeah,
the way.
Aspen and Willow.
Oh, you got their names.
Yeah.
That's great.
I guess he's a greenhouse actor, so works for nursery.
Oh.
That's 33 right there, Dad.
Well, look at where your steak is there. Where's your other one? What's that one? That's not your steak, is it?
That is my steak.
Yep.
Well, that sounds square if you do it that way.
No, it is not.
So this is the view that we're now sitting looking at as we're dining at the golf course very near our cabin construction site. So it's really nice just to sit out here and take in the view and dine. So here we are on the Oregon coast. It's a Sunday, late afternoon, and we are here to cool off from the heat wave that's happening. It was 109 degrees when we left home, and here it's around 85 degrees, so it's much more palatable, enjoyable here. What'd you say?
¿Cómo está el vino? El blanco vino.
Muy bueno.
Sí.
And we have... Quimo is crazy. He has just spent, I think, 20 to 30 minutes out in the ocean, and I have to tell you, it's pretty cold. I couldn't go that deep, but I did submerge myself just so that I could sit here and be cooled off. So there he is, slowly working his way out of the ocean, and this is the Pacific Ocean, by the way, and we're in the state of Oregon, and the beaches here are just so gorgeous and nice and flat and sandy. Yeah, living here in Oregon is pretty spectacular. I feel very fortunate to live here, and the more I travel, the more I learn to appreciate just how amazing it is here. You were out there for quite a while. How was it?
Terrific.
Terrific?
Terrific.
That sounds like terrible-rific. Yeah?
Nice waves.
I don't know how you could stand it that long.
That's what happens when it's 100 degree plus.
Not here. Not here it is. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, I have been working on a project in our backyard. It was left wild because there's a big hill, and it was overgrown with ivies and blackberry bushes, and holly was starting to take over. So my project in my free time, and these days it has to be in the morning because we are getting a pretty hot heat wave, unusual for us, maybe record breaking, starting today. It's going to be, I think, 105 degrees today, and then it's predicted to be 111 degrees on Sunday. So the only time to make progress is in the mornings. So this is the steep hill of doom right here. This was all wild, and our neighbor on the side is basically letting their part of the yard grow wild, but we've chosen to tame the wild. So you can see there's a bit of weed barrier. That's what I'm in process of adding right now, and hopefully that will keep the blackberries from coming back, because this area was totally overgrown and wild, and this was the area. There were blackberries piled pretty high behind these laurel bushes right here. So previous owners had these laurel bushes planted to help avoid the erosion. And then these rocks right here, they were totally covered. You couldn't tell that they were there when we started working on this a year ago. So I basically formed them more into looking like a riverbed. And then we're going to cover this whole area here with the ground cover as well. And then we're going to blow in some some gravel or some bark. And then I managed to make a little area to grow some vegetables right here during lockdown last year, because I wanted to be sure to have fresh vegetables. So I have created these little planters. They're actually made out of, they're raised beds made out of fabric. And these are my tomato plants. And then over here I have another tomato plant and some zucchini, and they are doing really well. And then I have lettuce in a raised planter somewhere else where the slugs can't get to them.